we need to be more thoughtful about how we use all of the space and how we think about putting appropriately sized buildings, including high-rise apartments, in the places where they fit, not simply shoving them into the neighborhoods in the name of a housing crisis.
On June 20th, 2023, Ann Arbor City Council voted unanimously to approve a rezoning that will permit the development of a 12-story building with 228 units and 733 bedrooms at 721 South Forest. Currently, 721 South Forest is the location of a 5-story apartment building with 50 apartments. A Missouri-based developer petitioned the city for a rezoning of 721 South Forest to Planned Unit Development, or PUD. PUD zoning is meant to provide a public benefit in exchange for allowing developers to build projects that do not comply with existing zoning districts. The request for PUD zoning was reviewed by the City Planning Department and the city's Office of Sustainability. City staff in both of these departments explained that the request did not provide enough public benefit to meet the standard for PUD zoning. The proposed development at 721 South Forest will offer no affordable housing units. Instead, the developer will pay $4.7 million into the city's Affordable Housing Fund in order to build significantly larger and taller than current zoning allows. 6 mayoral appointees to the city's Planning Commission reviewed the request for PUD zoning and recommended approval. In a split vote, 2 commissioners expressed concerns and voted against the rezoning.
This to me it's not an argument about neighborhood character, but I am hearing this argument that, there are tall buildings just a block or 2 north. It's zoned differently. And I worry then that the same argument can be used if a 12-story building is built here on South Forest and a 19-story building on Church Street to continue to build sort of random high-rises block by block. We have zoning districts that allow taller buildings for a reason in certain places in downtown.
On May 15th, City Council considered the rezoning of 721 South Forest for a vote at first reading. Council acknowledged concerns.
Obviously, it's not very often that we have a recommendation of denial by planning by our staff, and I think we need to go into debating why, if this project truly has the community benefits that it needs to pass muster.
There are a few items that still could be improved with this proposal, particularly around their environmental impacts and sustainability impacts. But I would also be remiss not to mention that there are also some existing renters who would be displaced by this development.
As mentioned previously, the planning staff recommendation was no, and the Planning Commission voted 6 for and 2 against. That vote warrants consideration of the public benefits and relationship of the building to the surrounding context.
Council suggested that serious debate and consideration would happen at second reading.
I can say more later if you want to know more, but again, this is first reading, so we don't have to get into it.
I do think it is incumbent upon us when this reaches second reading to actually have a pretty robust conversation around this.
On June 20th, the rezoning of 721 South Forest was on the Ann Arbor City Council agenda again for final approval. That meeting began with presentations of Ann Arbor Preservation Awards, including a historic property on the same block as 721 South Forest.
Preservation awards are presented in recognition of superior maintenance of a significant property to preserve its essential historical, cultural, or architectural value for a period of 10 years or more. The next award goes to 703 South Forest, Schott and Lighthammer of Campus Management. There is some evidence that the house may have been designed by the famous architect Irving K. Pond of Pond & Pond Architects, who designed the U of M League and the U of M Union, Michigan Union. It is nestled in a treed area next to Forest Plaza Apartments.
During a public hearing for the rezoning of 721 South Forest, nearby residents weighed in.
Your staff advised against this building because there was a lack of a proper step down for the building. The residents of the area voiced their opposition to the building.
The proposal is in complete violation and makes a mockery of the zoning created by this City Council in recent past, establishing D1 and D2 zones with transitional step-downs to preserve the character and integrity of the R4C area surrounding.
Council responded with statements of support for the development.
When I hear words like protect, character, preserve, maintain, infringe, financial impact, property owners. I am really concerned that they're indicative of values that prioritize keeping things like they are rather than meeting this community's very real housing needs. So I'll be supporting this tonight.
I will be supporting rezoning tonight because this is exactly where, within a couple of blocks from campus, we need more student housing.
This project is in alignment with our climate action goals. Our goal is to make housing more affordable in our city, to be a more welcoming and equitable community.
And I recognize that that hits people where they live, and that is not that it is unwelcome. And so that's acknowledged and honored as a trade-off.
Despite opposition from city staff and neighborhood residents, the rezoning was approved unanimously without any changes or amendments. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.